What's good, YouTube? Today I am continuing my journey of reading through each main volume of Marvel Rivals, and today I am continuing with Volume 5, Season 5, Love is a Battlefield. This is for all my couples, who may be going through some hard times, I guess. Y'all gonna make it through it, I'm pretty sure that's what this season was about for real. But, yeah, go grab your snacks, go grab your food, go grab your dinner, go grab your lunch, go grab your breakfast. Relax, chill, while I read through Volume 5 and Season 5, okay? Let's go. Page number 1, Grand Games. My name is Ndwigast, but you may call me the Grandmaster. It has a much better ring to it, don't you think? I have watched over this reality since it was first born, billions of years ago. In that time, my fellow elders of the universe and I have amassed enough cosmic power to guide an infinite number of lesser beings towards enlightenment. But if I'm being honest, that sounds like far too much work. And why would I bother working when I could spend all my days playing instead? That's a great question, Ask any of the elders about me, and they'll regale you with stories about the grand games I've hosted. From the simplest hand of cards to the most epic tournament, every contest of champions. There we go. We'll call back and not. I'm guessing. I hold as universal stakes, and though my brethren have proven themselves formidable opponents, they have never matched my skill, despite their best efforts. When you're the best in the universe, with none ever capable of challenging your title, things tend to become quite dull. Thankfully, the game board recently changed. Multiple realities converged, inspiring the elders to merge our own domains together, creating something new and different, a plane of existence where venues such as the Collector's Gallery, my newest joint venture with the gardener, and more exist together in a perfect paradise. While exploring our new realm, I stumbled across something of great interest. A small scrap of paper in the collector's vast accumulation of cosmic ephemera. A contract signed with the name Von Doom, the name of the same mortal whose meddling was said to have had caused the chronal crisis currently sweeping. Golly. Caused the chronal crisis currently. Say that 5 times fast, Tommy. Sweeping across dimensions. Before I could decipher the contract's true purpose, the collector discovered me in his gallery, and I was forced to leave the item behind. But I knew it didn't belong on display. Whatever it was, it's got to be one of Doom's high stakes gambits. No pun intended. And whom better than me to know how to play a wager to my advantage? It could very well be the ultimate bargaining chip when Doom inevitably dares to challenge the Elders directly. The Collector has kept a suspicious eye on me ever since, thus, if I truly wish to obtain this mysterious contract, I will have to do so by proxy. There are only a handful of beings in the entire universe skilled enough to enter the Collector's gallery undetected and escape with one of his prizes in hand. And of those, there is only one brazen enough to actually accept the job. A mutant from the planet Earth named Remy LeBeau, or Gamut the Goat, as he prefers to be called, a perfect name for a caper this perilous. If my scheme is going to work, my thief is going to have to act fast. As I said before, I have watched over this reality since it was first born, but now I am watching it die right in front of my eyes. And I truly believe that unless something is done to get Doom in check, I may die right along with it. That would be the true tragedy, for these are still so many games left to play. So yeah, page 1, Grandmaster's introduction to the game. For people who don't know, uh, yeah, he hosts tournaments as we saw. Actually, spoilers. So skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want to be spoiled. If you were like currently watching the MCU or reading the comics, storylines different, all that. Skip ahead a few seconds, but we know the Grandmaster from Thor Ragnarok as he hosted the Contest of Champions in that movie, and he was kind of like the ruler of Sakaar, and he had everybody like under his thumb because they kept like making jobs for him, making deals for him, getting this for him, getting that for him, and all that different types of like black market deals going on throughout his planet. And yeah, that's Grandmaster from the Ragnarok. But yeah, in this game, we see that he is trying to stop Doom, I guess. And apparently, he found like a contract in his like room or something like that that had Doom's name signed on it, and or not in his room, but like in a different type of area where Doom had like he signed a contract to for like a deal for something, and a lot of people can't go get that because they'll get detected, they'll get captured, they get snatched up, right? So the goat himself, Gambit, is he's skilled enough to go undetected and sneak through all that to get that like treaty that or like the treaty, but the paper that is signed by Doom to give to Grandmaster so he can figure out a way to stop Doom from keep from causing everything that's going on with the time stream entanglement and the chrono energy crisis and all that, and everything that's been going wrong with the different timelines merging together and multiverses and all that. So yeah, now he's trying to like make a deal with Gambit to fix everything. And yeah, I think I went over everything. Mostly important at that page. But anyways, on page 2, here we go. Look at the goats. About to make a name for myself. Said the thing. Said the thing. Here we are, the final stop on our whirlwind tour of the galaxy. Turns out this here Grand Garden is just as romantic as I'd been told. The perfect place for me to take my sheer Anna Marie on a special date to celebrate the end of our interstellar honeymoon. We sis right. I know I mispronounced that like crazy. I apologize for my French people out there. Your boy Gambit finally made an honest woman out of our sweet rogue. Almost all our friends and family were there to witness the special occasion, too, but just as we were about to exchange rings, some sort of temporal storm sent Krakoa hurling through time and space, scattering our fellow mutants across reality. After that, folks were just too busy fighting to keep everything from unraveling to make time to join us for our first dance. Though I hear some of them did end up at Emma's little Hellfire Gala, which does raise this occasion's barrel on P. Anywho, right after we tied the knot, me and Miss LeBeau climbed aboard a Wakandan spacecraft that Storm borrowed for us, blasted off into the stars for a trip we never forget. But we didn't just travel to the edge of existence so we could have a perfect picnic under the prying eyes of the elders of the universe. Sure, love may have been the guiding force that brought the two of us here, but our vacation served an even greater purpose for mankind, mutankind, according to Magneto at least. At every stop we made along the way from Wakanda to nowhere, we've been planting special flowers that bloom into portals. The ones that lead straight back to our living island. They're the quickest way for our lost kin to find their way back home, no matter where the time stream entanglement may have tossed them. And they're also plenty handy if the other X-Men want to come out searching for missing mutants too. So there were just having a so there we were just having planted a seed in the Grandmaster's garden when you know it, Magneto and the X-Men strolled in through the portal. They thought that fine they thought they'd find some missing mutants. I apologize for that. But all they found was us enjoying our interrupted honeymoon. Now that we're fresh out of seeds, though, me and Rogue finally have some quality time to relax and enjoy others' company. And it looks like we got plenty to keep us busy here, from the Coliseum of the Elders to the Collector's Gallery. Of course, there petit chance I may have picked up a little side hustle here as well, but that's not something Rogue needs to know about quite yet. Even a married man is entitled to a few secrets. No, don't do that. do that. That's not a good idea. Besides, it'll be over and done with before she ever realizes it was a thing. And if I've played my cards right, like I always do, she'll be the one who ends up with the real prize, just like she deserves. But I'll worry about all that later. At the moment, the only thing this old thief wants to steal in is another kiss from my new bride. Oh, because when it's just the two of us together, there ain't nothing in the whole universe that can bring me down. So I plan on enjoying the peace and quiet while it lasts, because it never lasts long enough. Hmm. So yeah, obviously it's the goats themselves, Gambit and Rogue, trying to enjoy their honeymoon. But before they went to the honeymoon, their wedding ceremony got interrupted by the whole time stream stuff happening because of Doom meddling and making his experiments and whatnot. And so all of the X-Men and mutants got hurled between time and space and different multiverses and the different chronal spaces and all that. So Storm got Rogue and Gambit a Wakandan spacecraft from Shuri, and she gave it to them for their honeymoon. But they said that not only for their honeymoon, they got it so they can plant the different seeds for the portals, because and the portals like they had in I guess the portals that they met is because of like the portals in season 2, I think there is. You know the map in Krakoa where you see the portals that you can go through to get to different spots on the map. I think that's the portals they're talking about. And yeah, they're dropping different seeds off on different planets, different universes, I think, or no, they're on different planets, and it doesn't matter like if they're on different universes or different timelines because they can reach them. They're universal, basically, so they can go through any different parts, so they can get back home to Krakoa in the right time on. And yeah, while they're doing that, yeah, in a row, they settle in the garden, Grandmaster's garden, and now they're having a picnic. And Gambit is hiding a secret from Rogue. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not advise you hide anything from your significant other. It does not end well. I do not know specifically because I never had a significant other, but I have seen many different couples go sideways and go south because they are hiding different secrets from their significant other. I do not advise you do that. You know what I mean? Unless this is a good surprise. Other than that, I do not advise you do that because it doesn't end well mostly. So yeah. Yeah, so Gambit is hiding something from Rogue, and he's not worrying about that right now. He's worrying about it later while he's off on his own. But right now he's trying to enjoy his picnic and enjoy the love and the food while it lasts. Because in this game it don't last long, like you said. But anyways, page 2 was done. Let's go on to page 3. Phantoms of the Past. Excuse me. A passage from the Book of Doom 2099. When it comes to the mysteries of the universe, there are a few that Victor Von Doom has not already solved, but one secret has eluded me for longer than I care to admit: the truth of my own past. Excuse me. To obtain the tremendous power I now possess, the power that has allowed me to thrive for all of these years and cement my legacy in this ever-changing world, sacrifices had to be made, and the greatest of those sacrifices was my own memory. The once cherished recollections of my earliest days had been lost to me forever, or so I thought. After the time stream entanglement, I began to experience strange visions. A face appeared in my mind. Not scary as foolish. The face of a beautiful woman. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. And though I swore I did not know her, I instantly felt an inexplicable affection towards her, like our very souls were somehow intertwined. Every time I closed my eyes, she was there, whispering my name softly. It was as if she was haunting me. Okay, wait, maybe that is scary. Maybe that's scary. I take it back. Determined to find out who this phantom was, I scoured every historical record I could lay my hands upon, refusing to overlook even a single stray clue. I designed elaborate telepathic devices and even tried to unlock the secrets of my own genes, searching for missing memories from before the fall of the heroic age. But alas, each time she appeared to me, she still vanished into the ether before her, for the ether, before I could learn more. It began to suspect that someone was actively preventing me from uncovering the truth about her. Worse, it felt almost as if I was being taunted, and Doom is not one to tolerate such insults. Though all technological avenues had been explored, Doom is a man of many means. Thus, I attempted to tap into the power of Chronovium. I collected a great number of these powerful crystals, forged from pure chronal energy. Since the time stream entanglement was first set into motion, perhaps they could unveil the meaning behind these aberrations. After exhausting the power of countless chronovium crystals and searching across every timeline I could access, the images began to grow clearer. I could see the woman trapped in a hellish dimension, eternally tortured by unyielding flames. She no longer whispered my name lovingly as she had in my earlier visions. Now she cried it out, begging for me to save her. But every time I tried to reach out to her, the Carnovium would shatter and the vision would end. Still, all was not lost. It was in those broken crystal shards that I first saw it, a faint image of a piece of parchment, some sort of contract, and though its full details were obscured, not clear, I could read a portion of the name inscribed upon it, Cynthia. Whatever purpose this document served, I knew it would be the key to finding this woman, and perhaps finding myself. I scoured the known universe for information on its whereabouts, and soon came to believe it might be in the hands of the elder of the universe known as the Collector. This cosmic being is not one who parts with his treasures freely, but Doom will not be denied his prize. Mm. See on this page, Doom 299 is monologuing and making a whole recording of himself about how he is being haunted by this beautiful lady that he does not know who she is, and he's like going through every single thing he can to try to figure out who this lady is and why she keeps kind of like haunting him and showing up in his mind and seeing these visions about her. And he's saying he's trying all these things and they just are not working properly. So now he's using the chronovium and the chronal energy and crystals to try to piece together things, make the visions more clear, and find out what she is and what she's doing, what does she want. And yeah, he's finally used the chronovium and the chronal energy crystals, and he finally like sees a clearer image of her, and it sees like shows her like she's trapped in this like hell type dimension in these crystal images, and she's like yelling and begging for help, and he finally finds her name, and it's Cynthia, and he still is trying to figure everything out, but it broke apart and it didn't hold for long. So now he's trying to figure out like what he's supposed to do about this and like what he can do about her, and if he can find anything else about himself while he's in the process of trying to see what she wants. So yeah, zoom in on them so I can see it clearer. There you go. But yeah. Page number 4. Here we go. Trouble in Paradise. We've got a major problem, rivals. If you're like me and you came into this season of love hoping for a happy ending, I'm afraid I may have bad news. Your girl Galacta's been keeping a close eye on the new Mr. and Mrs. LeBeau ever since they first stepped onto the battlefield. And it's not just because these two lovebirds seem to fight in perfect sync with each other. It's let's be honest. Uh, let's be honest, my fault. There's no better way to unwind from a day of watching epic multiversal slugfest than to tune into the ongoing romance of everyone's favorite couple, Gambit and Rogue. For those of you late to the party, Gambit's a suave Cajun thief who can blow stuff up. Rogue's a sweet Southern belle who can absorb anyone's powers with a touch. They both joined the X-Men, a team of mutant heroes based on Earth, and eventually fell head over heels for each other. Against all odds, their unlikely love grew stronger, and they eventually got married and headed off on an epic honeymoon. that's taken them across the galaxy, ending in the heavenly Grand Garden. Seems like things couldn't be more perfect, right? Wrong. There's trouble in that cosmic paradise. As much as Gambit has tried to become an honest man for his bride, he's still a thief at heart, so he signed up for one last heist. A job that Rogue doesn't know anything about. Big mistake. Big mistake, Goat. Don't lie to your lady like that. Now the Grandmaster is whispering in his mind, reminding him to hold up his end of the bargain. Could he go to that old jerk and try to charm his way out of the deal? Maybe. But as lucky as Gambit is, he's not willing to risk his current state of bliss on a roll of his Carnovium die. He has to finish the game he started. So Gambit sneaking out of the honeymoon suite in his fancy white and gold hooded thieves guild regalia, leaving the sleeping rogue behind and looking back at her longingly with that whole best of wives and best of women vibe. He thinks that she doesn't know what she doesn't know won't hurt her. But here's the twist. Rogue does know. Oh, there she goes. There it goes. She's not actually asleep. She's playing him. He's trying to play her, and she's he's not really trying to play her, but he's keeping secrets from her, and she's well aware that her Prince Charming is up to no good. Again, hiding behind the guise of a honeymoon, it's gotta break her heart for Rogue. And Rogue's not the only one who Gambit isn't fooling. He may be one of the best thieves in the entire universe, but his sensational stealth skills can't trick someone who feels even the faintest shifts in the magnetic field. But Gambit likely remains blissfully unaware that the ever restless Magneto, not only for early nights, is currently out in the garden admiring the everbloom flowers that only bloom on the shadow passes of Mount Wendigore. Magneto knows he's up to something. The entire house of cards that Gambit built could come crashing down. I don't know what happens next, but I can guarantee it's going to be as wild as one of Gambit's aces. Luckily, I still believe in the one force in the universe than cosmic, stronger than power cosmic. Love. Aw. Just drop my phone. My bad. Anyways, what's going on page 4? In the page is we see Gambit, talk about him keeping secrets from Rogue a few pages ago, and now he's gonna keep his promise about why he's, keeping his secrets. He's gonna, act upon why he's keeping the secrets, and he's seeking out in this image right here, and he's putting on his little, his fit. His fit is clean. I ain't gonna lie, okay. What you doing is wrong, but the fit kind of clean. I can't even hate on it. Fit clean, the white and gold with the hood, and it's clean. And he's trying to sneak out while Gambit is quote unquote asleep, but she's not actually asleep, and she's actually listening to him try to sneak out, but she hears him, and he's trying to keep his promise on the deal he made with Grandmaster to go get that little treaty that Doom signed for the Grandmaster. And yeah, Galacta is narrating the whole thing. And Magneto, obviously, he been a hater. He low-key been a hater, but he's got his wits about why Kevin's doing what he's doing because him and Rogue to be a thing, and he can't low-key, but I guess yeah, he has reasons. But yeah, Kevin's sneaking out to go keep his promise about the deal he made with the Grandmaster to go get Doom's paper. And yeah, that's page 4. Page number 5. Here we go. Cosmic Contest. When the Elders of the Universe first united their cosmic domains, they knew that it would only be a matter of time before the Grandmaster decided to challenge them to one of his contests to determine who would reign supreme over their converged realms. The Gardener and the Contemplator had no interest in participating in the Grandmaster's tiresome games, but the Collector was not about to cede power to another Elder without a proper fight. So when the invitation to play inevitably came, the Collector was eager to accept. The premise was simple. Each Elder would create avatars of powerful champions from any reality they wished. Using these lifelike pawns, they would participate in a game of wits, presenting attackers and counter-attackers one by one, eliminating their foes until a single champion remained. The prize at stake, control of the Elders, amalgamated realm, and one object of choice from their opponent's vast collections. Always the gentleman, the Grandmaster allowed his opponents to make the first move based on the rare specimens displayed in his beloved gallery. The collector had crafted a piece molded after Captain America, only this captain he chose was a variant who had been transformed into a werewolf. For my opening move, I present a soldier, not just any soldier, a super soldier, and a most savage one at that, the collector declared. The Grandmaster, whoops, what? The Grandmaster countered by playing Angela, a great huntress who hailed from heaven, the 10th realm of Asgard. The collector's savage super soldier was quickly laid low by Angela's spear. A soldier turned wolf? For such a beast, a huntress is more than enough, Endwigas replied. Next, the collector summoned Iron Man to the board. Despite wearing a crude version of his earliest armor, the legendary craftsman shattered Angela's spear in a flash. None knows a huntress tools better than a craftsman, the collector added with a delighted gleam in his eye. When the Grandmaster introduced Emma Frost into the game, she never even had to use her power to claim victory. Instead, she swayed this young version of Tony Stark with her vast fortune, bribing him to remove himself from her play. It seems even the craftsman cannot resist the wealth Tivin Endugast observed, a sly smile playing on his lips. As much as Tony Stark coveted money, Emma Frost coveted power, so when the collector sent in an octopus-like version of Namor, his promise to make Emma the queen of his realm was enticing enough to earn her allegiance. To be queen is to possess all of the riches of the realm. Is this not why you began this contest, Gast? The collector retorted. The Grandmaster believed that every king was corrupt at their core, so he dethroned Namor with Moon Knight, a soldier devoted to doling out divine justice in the name of his deity. How many thrones have been toppled by the fist of justice? In all these years have we not seen it time again and again? And Vigas mused, stroking his beard thoughtfully. But the collector realized that even righteous justice could be twisted with the right words, and who could turn truth to lies better than his next chosen player, Lady Loki? Have you forgotten, my brother? We have witnessed far more lies and intrigue than injustice, the collector countered, slyly raising a glass to his lips. The Grandmaster acknowledged his opponent's clever play, but knew the conspiracy would only breed in shadows, and so to shed some light on the game board, he sent out the Human Torch. But we must admit, it is light that lets the cosmos endure. Enduigas concluded, hands clasped behind his back, self-assured in his victory. As the collector grew more frustrated, he reached for his next pawn, but before he could play it, an alarm suddenly began to blare in his gallery. This game would have to wait. As the collector rushed off, the Grandmaster gave a sly smile, knowing he had succeeded in distracting his opponent long enough to win a different game and claim his true prize. So yeah, in this page, the collector and the Grandmaster is making like playing a game, like a board game, cosmic contest, and they're making these different plays, taking this person out, taking this person out. It's like a game of chess in a way, but with different Marvel characters and the different versions of themselves and variants. And yeah, but little does the collector know this is a whole scheme from the Grandmaster to distract the collector from being in his little area where he keeps his most prized possessions in, and Grandmaster is distracting him with this game board so that Gambit can go take that little treaty that Doom signed for the collector and make the deal with, and so he can sneak in and go get that And yeah, it's kind of like a little nod to that with Grandmaster holding a Gambit card right there. It's kind of cool. And yeah, the alarms went off, and the Grandmaster you did look a little smirk, so because he know that he succeeded in distracting the collector long enough so that he could so the Gambit could sneak in. But yeah, page number 6, last page, panel number 1. Broken vows. Remy attend LeBeau. What in the name of Charles Xavier do you think you're doing? Okay, this is the page where Rogue is talking with her southern accent as a southern person myself. I ain't gonna lie, this kind of threw me for a loop when I first read it. So yeah, bear with me as I try to read through Rogue's accent. I think she's from Mississippi, right? Yeah, her little Miss Pissy accent. I'm from Alabama, so yeah. I still have problems with reading through this, but yeah. Anyways, let's go. Anna Marie, my share. Don't you share me. It ain't what it looks like. It sure as heck better not be, because it looks like you've got yourself wrapped up in another caper on our honeymoon. I guess it is what it looks like. But I can explain. I'd be quick about it if I were you. Our gracious host, the Grandmaster, offered me the chance to pull the heist of a lifetime, and all I had to do was steal one scrap of paper from the Collector's Museum. And you are actually dumb enough to think you could get away with it. You may be the best there is at what you do, sugar. I heard that before. The sugar part. I won't tell Logan you said that, but even you ain't got the skills to hoodwink an elder of the universe. Dang, that's tough. Get chewed out. That's but it says as they deserve that he's getting chewed out right now. Which I could disagree, but the collector just played me for a fool. He didn't have to work hard. Dang. Rogue's on his tail right now. Showing him out. Easy enough. Yeah, easy now. How was I supposed to know the contract was fake? Even the Grandmaster believed it was real. Till he was holding it in his hands, that is. Can't say that he was too thrilled then. So you managed to botch the job and tick off two of the most powerful beings in the universe? That's impressive, even for you. Not sure I ever seen you look this angry, Mortimer, or this powerful. You're positively radiating, and I ain't just talking about how lovely you look in the moonlight. What's going on? He trying to, trying to sweet talk her for being mad at him. Mm-mm-mm. When you snuck out in the middle of the night, I got worried sick. Usually you don't leave the slightest trace when you go, but this time you left this behind. Okay, her accent isn't that crazy. This is another page I'm thinking about, where her accent was like heavy, heavy. The Grandmaster's Carnovium die as payment for my services. He was gonna forge that into a new ring for you to replace the one we lost. That's the whole reason I took this job. I wanted to make you the most unique wedding ring in the whole dang universe. But I couldn't reveal that part of the plan. The Quiet Council would never have let me go stealing across space just for a ring. So you lied to me before we even left. This whole trip, you never once told me what that thing really was. When I touched it, I accidentally absorbed some kind of strange energy, and then my powers started going haywire. I can't control them, Remy. And now that I know what you were up to, I ain't sure I wanna. You gotta try before you drain the life out of the rest of this garden. But first, we better get us both somewhere safer. How about we take the portal back to Krakoa and Merde? The gateway's all weathered away. Not going back now. Dang. He stopped. I already considered going home without you, but Eric said he can't risk letting me go back till my powers are stabilized. And much as I hate to admit it, it's the right choice. Well, it was doing well. If you done, stop yourself. Love, the garden's gonna be coming after us too. Guess there's only one thing we can do. But lucky for us, it's something I'm mighty good at. Been doing it since I was just a boy. So, yeah. What's that? We run as far as fast as we can. And we never look back. You with me, Cher? Always. But I gotta admit, when we said till death do us part, I never expected it to be so dang soon. Mm. So yeah, on this page, Rogue Rogue and Gambit reunited, and now she's chewing him out about him sneaking out the other night. And he thought she was asleep, but she wasn't. She was listening to him sneaking out, and now she's back and she's chewing him out. But about she's chewing him out about why he was sneaking out and all that. And then he came clean about him keeping a secret from her, and the reason he was keeping a secret from her was that he was trying to get her a new engagement ring, a new wedding ring, because they lost the other one, and he's going to use it from the Carnovium dye. He's going to use it and get it molded from the Carnovium dye that he got from Grandmaster. And draw sweet talk her about being mad and like calm down, and Rogue, she has the right to be mad because like he's being secretive and keeping all the secrets and all that. It's just like, what's going on? Y'all get married, you already keep secrets from her? That's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Y'all just got married, and on y'all wedding day and y'all honeymoon, you keep secrets from your significant other, your wife. That's crazy. It's insane. But it was all for a good reason. I mean, it was supposed to be a surprise. It was a surprise for her new wedding ring, but everything has went sideways because now he got caught with the paper, and now the Grandmaster he duped Gambit, and now he betrayed him. And that's not even the worst part about it. The Rogue touched the Carnovium dye once before, and now her powers are going crazy, and she can't really stabilize. She can't control them. And now they're trying to go back to Krakoa, but now Mag is telling them to stay there until she gets her powers back under control. So now they're kind of in a predicament to where now they have to stay there, which is also kind of dangerous because they're kind of in enemy territory now because of all the things that went wrong with the whole treaty and all that paper with that Doom signed, and the Grandmaster betraying Gambit. So now they're basically pawns themselves now in the Grandmaster's garden. So yeah, panel number one, final panel, panel number two. Let's go. Museum security. Terrans, why does it always have to be Terrans? The vexing creatures of Earth have long been thorns to my side, always desperate to play the hero and liberate my prized possessions from my collection. It's simply exhausting, but this time they have gone too far. It was bad enough when the meddlesome mutants sliced her way through my guards, along with the land shark and the cosmic empath. But now the terrorists. He couldn't call him Jeff. He can't even stand Jeff. That's tough. And now I must deal with petty thieves running through my hollowed halls. The audacity! I truly believe that the state-of-the-art safeguards I put in place will prevent my treasures from falling into the wrong hands. Take, for instance, the contract that the Terran thief called Gambit just attempted to steal. It was quite obvious that the Grandmaster had his eye on the particular item for some time, so I would have been a fool to leave the original unprotected. Thus, I stored it in a cabinet made of Carnovium crystal, which completely isolated it from the time stream, ensuring it would no longer be at risk in its place. I displayed a well-crafted duplicate in my gallery, and at first the thief was none the wiser. Oops, scroll a little bit. But how was I to know that his mutant mate Rogue would so happen to absorb the power of Carnovium from my cabinet, turning it into just a regular old glass case? Now that they are attempting to make their escape with the true contract in their hands, these bothersome bandits must be taught a lesson at once, preferably a harsh one. I would love to lock the fugitives away in my menagerie for all eternity, but there are far too many of their fellow mutants currently visiting our domain. I would merely be asking for another attempted breakout, and though it would be unlikely they would succeed, I have not the time nor the patience for the kind of cleanup that follows an event like that. Instead, it would be the best to remove these two mutants from the equation altogether. With all the trouble they've caused, I doubt that even their staunchest allies would miss them. It would be easy to send my guards after them, to scour every corridor until a second. They were cornered like trapped rats awaiting extermination, but since the Grandmaster was the one who caused this mess in the first place, I feel strangely inspired to beat him at his own game, and now just how to do it. Believe it or not, I happen to have a few born operatives on my own that have been working for me behind the scenes. A blathering fool, mouthed mercenary, and a monster hunter as deadly as she is beautiful. They already know my gallery as well, and I won't hesitate to pull the trigger when they find their targets. Plus, they will make the chase far more amusing to watch. Perhaps Terrans are good for something after all. Give me 1 second, I'll be back. Sorry about that. Alarm was going off. So what's happening in this page, in this final page, in this panel, is the collector, he had a feeling that Grandmaster tried to distract him and tried to break into his menagerie and all that and take the contract that Doom signed. So he put in a fake one and then he hit the real one in Carnovium crystals, because like Carnovium crystals are like, it's basically like a whole different dimension on its own and doesn't really like abide by time and space rules as like Earth and all that. So it's kind of like in its own dimension. So it's safe right there in the Carnovium crystals. And now the collector, he's working on it. He's like, I got him. I got him. He tried to take my stuff. Well, now I'm gonna just hunt y'all down. So yeah, now he's gonna send people after Rogue and Gambit for trying to escape and try to take his stuff. And yeah, so yeah, it's basically like a whole betraying triangle. So Gambit, was lying to the Rogue, but that's not what happened for the betraying triangle. So Gambit, made a deal with the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster betrayed him, and after the Grandmaster betrayed Gambit, then the Collector duped the Grandmaster from the real contract and put in the Carnarvon crystals. And now Gambit tried to steal from the Collector, so it's a whole like it's a whole triangle of foolishness that happened right here. And yeah, they weren't Gambit and Rogue, or Gambit wasn't successful in the whole taking the real contract. So now they're stuck in the Collector's menagerie, in his dimension, in his world. And now they're trying to escape. But now they're going to be hunted down by two specific people. But, we'll talk about that in the next volume, the next season. Read through. But you already know. You already play the game. You already know who they are. But, people who don't and just watching these just to watch them. Not going to spoil it. You're going to find out on the next video. But, yeah. That is Season 5, Volume 5, Love is a Battlefield. And, yeah. Let me know how y'all felt about this season. How I felt about that volume. Let me know how I did with the reading and all that. And yeah, I'm going to continue with Season 6, Volume 6 in the next video. And yeah, I'm done chatting. I'm out.